From deep in the Burbank Media District, it's time for another edition of My Burbank Talks, presented by the staff of My Burbank. Now, let's see what's on today's agenda as we join our program.
Hello, Burbank. Greg Sherwood here with you, along with Ross Benson.
Yabba dabba doo. How do you do? Let's rock and roll and get on with the show.
And
Wait, you said it does rhyme. No, I didn't.
You went off
No,
script.
he told you it didn't rhyme.
You went off script.
And of course, here's Craig Gilling with us also.
Good evening, everybody, or whatever time of day you happen to be listening to this.
You don't have to read your greeting off the page, huh?
I can't follow that. I wouldn't even dare. And I probably couldn't rhyme it anyway.
Well, some of it was a rhyme at least.
I tried.
No
I don't
rhyme.
know, if we get a letter,
You get your participation award. Don't worry.
if we get a letter from Hanna-Barbera about using Yabba dabba doo,
He's worried about no rhyme, no reason.
good old Hanna-Barbera. You all know that they
I
were
used to be right on the other side of the freeway there.
right. That's right.
That there freeway.
Our good friend Joanne Lento worked there for many years. She knew every character over there.
Well, last week,
We'll throw it back to the adult in the room.
yeah,
I got to name drop a couple of people's names. Joanne Lento.
Yeah,
Well, you
this,
said
might, this might be a record. You did it within like the first.
you said our good
First
friend.
minute and a half.
She's really not my friend, but is your friend, or is your good friends? You mean?
We went to school together.
He knows everybody.
Yeah, I know everybody,
Yeah.
and it's like
Well, you said our good friend.
You know who our new friend collectively is?
That must be Jason Hayes.
Jason Hayes.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because he's sending the word of the week, which was
Independence.
independence.
As
And
last week it was, of course, Independence Day.
yes,
But thanks to Jason. He did the right thing. He followed the procedure and the instructions,
sent
and look
his
what he
address,
ended up
too.
with.
sent his address in. In fact, I mailed his card out today. He's getting a $25 gift card to Hill Street Cafe over on Glen Oaks.
Yabba dabba doo. That sounds real yummy.
It is yummy. You know, we've been there, all been there a million times. Great stuff. But
I don't
Jason,
know what is.
thank
better?
you for listening. Thank you for paying attention that long in the show and for sending the word in.
We do appreciate
Now
it.
everybody needs to listen. Usually in the second half of the show, we'll announce this week's word of the week, and then we'll give you further instructions at that time. But you have to wait. It's hard to miss. Even if you doze off a little, the audio is up. You can't miss it.
You can't miss that audio sound. In fact, if you can even turn the audio off and just scroll through the YouTube video, and you'll even see the word pop up.
You'll watch us all jump.
Yes.
Well, okay. I got a question for you. Hill Street Cafe. Craig, you like their tomato bisque soup, right?
On Mondays.
And don't they have corn chowder that
I believe that's on Wednesdays, maybe.
you got your days pretty well?
Oh, their soups
Well, they have the daily specials there, which is always
their
been
soups are
good.
outstanding.
Oh, they
soups
make
are
them
good.
right there.
Love a good
Sure.
bisque. Who doesn't love a good bisque?
Oh, I would go there more often, but I'm more of an evening guy, and they're only open on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights.
And even in temperature like this, tomato bisque soup. Oh yeah, with some.
What, when it's 100 degrees out?
Well,
I
inside.
don't know if it's...
Oh, it's air conditioned inside though.
Yeah.
It is. It is another reason to go. But we got to get everybody going there because the more business we can send there, the longer hours he can have.
Yes, and the more we can keep sending us gift cards to hand out to our listeners.
Right. But go check it out.
And our people on our newsletter. We also do a weekly person on there. We put on there and
A weekly person?
a weekly person.
And I recognized the person last week, but I don't remember who it was.
Okay.
Monday is a very busy.
It wasn't
day.
your friend and ours?
No, Monday's a
Insert name
busy
here.
day for my brain. We got the podcast. You know, I got to wake up. In the beginning of the week,
And not necessarily in that order either.
Right.
exactly. But I am
He
showered.
does a lot of things before he wakes up.
Yes, he does.
You guys be grateful. At least I should
Much to
shower
the
and
chagrin
shave.
of his cleaning lady.
Well, I need her to come by, but
Actually, it's my cleaning lady who.
yeah. Wait a minute.
All right, everybody, let's get back to business here.
Your cleaning lady also, I think.
We had a big Tuesday.
Yes, we did.
July 2nd, we had a big Tuesday last
A
week.
big Tuesday. In
Big-
fact,
big
so
Tuesday.
big it was canceled due to lack of interest.
Okay.
Tuesday was just canceled.
Knock that off the calendar.
Across Tuesday.
But on
last
Wednesday,
Tuesday.
July 3rd, police announced that they had captured and arrested 3 camera thieves. Now, evidently, there was a There's a camera store on Mariposa, and they went in one day and stole about $17,000 worth of camera equipment. I think it was 17 the first day, and then they went in a second time and stole another $3,000 worth of equipment.
Because they forgot the batteries in cars.
I guess so. And this time they were, I guess they saw enough, and Burbank detectives tracked them down, and they were in Gardena or
There were a couple of
Gardena.
locations.
yeah, they're
Wow.
they're far away, and
But detectives, they did a stakeout of the guys. One guy away from the the residence that they were watching. They did a stakeout and had a search warrant and recovered.
one guy made the mistake of doing what? He ran away. And so what happens when you run away from the police? Fido
came in.
Fido comes in and gets his
They got the
Gets his
fur
piece.
missile.
yes.
Well, you think a 700 block of Mariposa, and I'm going, wait, Jordan is 400 block, but actually, if you go the other side of Chandler, between Chandler and Burbank, that is Mariposa, and that is an industrial plants in there,
Well,
businesses.
where is what camera store? I don't know if you want to name it.
Commercial camera store. It's they used to be over there. They were on Olive for a while. I think it's called Camera Store, but it's.
Well, it's interesting that the public can't go into it, so it must be a retail store, or else how would these people
No.
walk in and
No, retail you can go in. Wholesale you're thinking. You said retail. If it's
retail. I mean, if they were able to walk in, you
Oh.
can't walk into a closed, like a warehouse. So there must be.
How would 3 photographers not know about this store?
Well, I think it's video. It's not.
The heck with
still,
that.
still
Ah, the heck
photography.
what do they call those cameras that you do when you do movies? The B type or the red
So it's more of a
commercial.
production house,
Yeah.
kind of a.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So anyhow,
But you know
So
what?
high-end stuff in
they
there.
captured all 3 people, and once again, 3 people from outside of Burbank, community of Burbank, to do their crime, and learning that Burbank police.
Deep into Burbank.
Burbank police will go find you. They're not like LAPD who's going to say, well, you know what? If the public can help us, give us a call. But
Detectives, and now they have lots of stuff to use. I guess they looked at their cameras. They have cameras there. How do you like that? So
Cameras everywhere.
well, moving on to Thursday was the 4th of July.
See, I can't go much further because we'll get a copyright hit because I'm that dead on. It's like
you
the
were
bands
close.
in the room.
I'm not so sure the Star Spangled Banner is copyrighted by anybody.
Not sure that was a Star Spangled Banner.
No, probably not. I don't know what was it.
Anyway, it was the 4th. The 4th of July was indeed the 4th of July this year.
And Ross, you went up to the Starlight Bowl. Any observations you want to pass along?
Yeah, I can tell you.
We hinted to it last week. There were a couple musical performances there, and
Right. They sold out 3,800 seats. That fills the bowl. The parking lots were packed. But I'll tell you, LA City, I think I brought it up. I was up there to shoot the Air Squadron out of Van Nuys
flyover.
I was told 6:27. I looked at my watch. 6:27. Here they come. 2 or 3 of them coming right toward me. I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. And then at 8:00, there were 5 of them laying smoke, but before that, LA City landed 3 helicopters, 2 water droppers, and what they call an observe helicopter. And those guys,
I've never been up there with 3 of them up there before.
yeah, that's what they
Wow.
now land. And they bring their family members. They drive up there. They had their
Well, they make a whole
Yeah.
event out of it up there. Might as well.
Well, years ago, they used to have a picnic up there. The
So
PD.
they can park 3 copters on the Mesa?
You can do 5 up there. There's 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'll tell you, that blue debris. I had it in my ears. I had it in my hair. Oh, I don't have.
Well, it's all sand up there.
Yeah, and it hurts.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the guys that fly those machines, are do it so well. And then the fireworks went off, and I got a couple of good pictures of fireworks with a helicopter sitting in them. Wonder where I got that idea from.
Hmm.
But now it's
But we talked about it last night or last week. I don't remember if we talked about it on the show, but some people will get concerned that that the residents of Burbank are paying to have these helicopters from LA City up there. Not the case. Not the case. It's part of an arrangement, a mutual aid
Mutual aid.
arrangement that the city has with Los Angeles, City of Los Angeles. You want to talk about that at all?
yeah. I in fact, when that contract came up, a couple years ago, I read through the whole contract, and the wording in there is specific that they Burbank will respond into the equestrian center as for first aids and fires and wherever they're needed, and also up into the Cabrini. And in trade, on July 4th, they'll give us a couple of helicopters to protect the hillside. And it's kind of neat because those helicopters, I don't know if they had any water in them, but there's hydrants up there and they're quite well prepared.
Well, in my past experience, the water dropping ones are loaded with their 300 gallons,
yeah,
but they can
because-
refill if they need
Right,
to up there.
right. And they didn't even, they bring an engine company up there to pump because
Is
those
it-
hydrants that's a pretty steep hill, climb up that hill. And their heli-tender guys said, nope, we hook up to those hydrants and we'll do it all.
Yeah.
So,
But they're up there in case brush fires are started by fireworks and all that, which got it all started about 20 plus years ago. Is when
Yeah.
that happened. A brush fire started just above the bowl from the fireworks, and they were
Well, this
scrambling to
they,
get.
they,
uh,
they had a couple of, I guess they call them, there's a term for them, low hangers or whatever. They went off about 10 feet up in the air. And it
oh
was
yeah,
just
those are
like-
always fun.
everybody kind of, you look for those, but I know they kept the crowd in the bowl for an extended time, and they have it all worked out. The police command post is up there.
Oh, they have a whole operations
Yeah.
plan. Everything's planned and
All those
coordinated up there.
officers that normally work in the bowl and enjoying the concert and during the event, they kind of all come down and work at the intersections of like Bel Air and Cambridge,
Yeah.
Walnut and Cambridge, and instead of every car stopping at the
Right,
stop
all the
sign,
intersections, and they'll redeploy. When the
Yep.
show's over, then they all have
Exactly.
assignments that they switch to for the traffic control.
Yeah.
And how was the music?
I couldn't hear it.
Did you have these on?
Well, no, up
Oh.
there, you're far enough away. I heard a little music, but
Oh, you're up on the
on the
up
Mesa.
on the Mesa. Okay.
But I'll tell you, they have that parking lot so figured out. I'm lucky enough. I know how to get out of there before the end of the show. The last.
The back way.
You got it. I mean, if you're in your car and down that hill before they release everybody,
We won't talk about the secret exit.
that's right.
Keep that to ourselves.
That's right. So we're going to pull up a little gallery of the next air show on myburbank.com because, as I said last week, one of our sponsors,
Bertain Escobar.
Bertain Escobar, pays for that air squadron, and they have for the last several years. And
And the fact that we didn't know that till this year really,
blows me away.
yeah, that's
I know.
honorable because he's obviously not doing it for the recognition. So.
Exactly. He's the same guy that in Civitan cooks hot dogs. This year they gave out, water at Civitan Day, but Richard Bertain, we got on the phone and started talking. It's been 30, 40 years we've known each other. He's the one that always drives Santa Claus or Mickey Mouse at the
Those are two very different characters.
Santa Claus. No, but they're all at the Christmas tree lighting.
Oh, okay.
And in his classic convertible, he drives them.
I guess
to-
Bertain Escobar isn't a person.
No, it's two people.
I'm always thinking that I say it like it's somebody's name. It's two people's names.
Two people. It's two people that moved their company from Pasadena to Burbank. They're at First and Olive and Wealth Management. They do a great job. And you know what? I'm glad that we could talk about them and say, give them a pat on the back for paying for that because everybody loves
Absolutely.
it. And they sent me a video of that day. Those Air Squadron guys go to like 25.
Oh yeah, they do a huge loop.
Yeah, they start
Yeah.
at 7 in the morning in Newport, and I guess then Hermosa Beach and all the beach communities. Then they go up Point Wainimi and all that, and they got to fuel somewhere. I know they're out at the Air Squadron. Used to be at Van Nuys Airport. I believe it still is.
The restaurant isn't.
Right.
Mr. Sherwood, you can tell we're yakking it up over here because we've taken a peek at the rest of the week on the agenda here and noticing how light it is.
Yeah, that's about it.
So we're filling it. We're filling it. And
What was
the 4th for you?
The
How was
only
the
other
music?
thing that I'll add to it, let me add to this. The Burbank PD was up there, and they had a command post, and they used their drone. They just bought a new drone. We talked about it during podcast not too long ago when the budget, these new drones, I cannot believe they can carry water. They can attach
Not
water
in a
bottles.
plastic container.
Yeah, right. But the batteries are huge. But that thing was up, and the PA system on it, you could hear as clear
They
as a
have
bell.
PAs, FLIRs, lights. It's amazing. They're going to put helicopters out of business.
Well, I think some departments, and I just read where Beverly Hills, they don't own a helicopter, but they have several drones, and cities are doing that.
Yeah, big ones, little ones.
So I guess Burbank has had a couple of pilots or drone operators.
Well, they're actually licensed as pilots for drones for unmanned vehicles.
And being so close
If they're
to the
properly
airport,
licensed, assuming they are. So
being so close to the airport, that thing just can haul.
Oh, they have to be in touch with the tower,
Right.
get clearance, have spotters, all that. It's as long as they're doing it by the book, it's
Got a feeling though, if there's a pursuit, they're not going to be able to follow it.
no. Well, unless they can
you
stick
still
it with
need
magnets on
helicopters.
the suspect vehicle.
Yeah, you still need helicopters.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's probably what's keeping helicopters in business and the news guys too.
Well, we
But
know why the news keep helicopters going. They make all their money on pursuits and stuff. So
But I'm have you noticed lately you see a lot more news shows showing drone footage?
well, I'm seeing a lot fewer helicopters flying around.
Yeah.
No, it's noticeable.
So,
But not to be beat by the 4th of July, Friday, another big day in the city of Burbank, Mr. Sherwood.
Yeah, we canceled the rest of the week. We just
Oh.
canceled the lack of interest.
now, but you guys live down here in the media adjacent.
Media adjacent.
How was the Lakeside Golf Course?
See, I
Was
don't know
their
if we want
show?
to tell everybody about that. That's our little secret down here. If you leave
Yeah.
the
But
media
it's been
district,
going on for
Actually, in my
years.
opinion, it was not as good as years past. That's just my opinion, though.
it started slow.
Yes, it
because
did.
it was like they were waiting for the Universal show to be over, the Universal Studios, because
Yeah.
they had little things going at the same time. But the bigger part of the one at Lakeside didn't get going till,
It was like 9:05, I think
Yeah.
it was, and it ended at 9:20.
and it was 20 minutes.
The grand finale was not. It was
Not
underwhelming.
so grand.
Do they go
It was
up?
little G grand.
Underwhelming.
Do they go up pretty high? Like
They have some. They didn't seem to have as many of the higher ones
No.
this time. The big boomers
literally.
and the smiley faces were upside down.
Maybe you know what I was. You think about fireworks. You think, oh, it's just a firework. You only see fireworks in 2D. You don't really see them in 3D. You don't see because the sparkles are going all around when it explodes. But it looks like it's just
I was seeing it from one perspective.
yeah.
If they're over your head, I'll tell you they're going every which way.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation.
yeah. So have I.
But I don't know if the people at Lakeside that the show's actually for are seeing it from like the opposite perspective I am, because the ones that had the smiley faces
No,
were upside down. To
I
me.
believe, Ross, you've been to Lakeside recently. They had a grassy outside area there.
Knoll.
That's where everybody out there is they have their stuff outside, and I think they shoot them off over the LA River.
Okay.
I
On
was
the
wondering
univer-
which
actually-
direction they're looking, because if
Yes.
the smiley
Well,
faces were
they
right side up.
probably
for
have
them.
food, and they do that outside near the pool. They have a
Right.
pool there, and it goes right down to Toluca Lake.
Yeah, I think they shoot them off from Universal Studios
Yeah.
actually on that side of the LA River.
It's pretty amazing. I know a couple of people that are pyro technicians.
Work it out. Sound it out.
Yeah, right.
Good.
And how years ago when I started shooting fireworks over 45 years ago, they would literally take a road flare and light one, and it would go from
Oh yeah, they'd walk around with the flare.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And when those went off, I mean, I was right there. I shot pictures, them firing them off.
They're mortars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're in mortar
buried
containers.
down in the ground. Well, now All these shows are done by one 9-volt battery.
The
The head operator has a 9-volt battery, and if that doesn't get connected,
Well, it's
I'll
still,
tell you the most
but there's-
stressful-
They're still in mortars, though.
right?
It's not
Yeah.
like they.
Right, well,
Same
fire
launching and
right.
all that. But the most stressful part of the night is when they start lighting off all the duds, the ones that didn't fire. Now they get to go around and their arms are about 2 feet
Yeah.
longer.
And now they're using those flares. I went and listened to the ones at Starlight Bowl, and it's on computer, and it's all timed out exactly to what the music's going to play, but it has a speaker coming out saying 1 and 2 and 3.
They're like cues.
Yeah, and right when it says that number, that firework goes off. And it's 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7.
And now there's a guy
Oh.
pushing those buttons.
Right.
Oh,
They used to have a board of nails, and he
Right.
touched the wire
Yeah.
to
Yep.
the nail.
Yeah.
But what I've seen just from social media posts and stuff this year is I don't know if it's starting to replace fireworks shows with these drone shows now.
Yeah.
What Dodger Stadium is doing on Friday nights now.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty amazing. I'm not at the moment a huge fan. I'd prefer the fireworks
Well,
myself, but
You don't get the oohs and ahs, I think, from a drone show. But
I think you do at the very beginning. Like the first few seconds, it's like, ooh,
But
that's
you also
cool.
don't
But
get
then
the bad air quality for 2 days afterward either.
the bad air, exactly. And, the soot and everything
But
else.
think of
falling
all the
in.
plastic used to make those drones and the
Oh.
batteries and the great for the environment. Much better than
Don't let the
fireworks. Right?
sustainable committee know about that.
I know, right?
So,
Well, with the rest of the week being quiet, that's kind of it for the week that was. So,
Big meeting on tonight, though. Tonight being
well, let's take
time
our
of
commercial
recording.
break first.
Yeah, let's
like we
do
usually
that.
do.
I was trying to do a sneak preview
Oh, okay.
because we actually have something.
Not much of anything.
But anyway,
that's right.
I digress.
But please give us a call and come rent our studio. But here's the little spokesman to tell you all about it.
Enjoying the show right now? Thinking you may want to do your own podcast? Library Talks is renting out our podcast studio on an hourly rate. You can do audio podcasts or both audio and video, and even bring in guests to talk with. We will help you get set up on podcast platforms and start a YouTube channel, and we can edit your productions to make you look and sound your very best. If you are interested, please drop us an email at studiorentals@myburbank.com. That's studiorentals@myburbank.com, and we will get back to you. Now, back to our show.
Okay, Craig Sherwood back with you again, along with Ross Benson.
Dabba dabba doo, let's roll.
Ooh,
Well,
unscripted.
yeah, that's
that was
That's why it was
ad-libbed,
very
that
long.
one.
Of course, we have Craig Durling with us.
Good evening again. Still here.
Okay, well, you kind of teased Monday a little bit, and then
I did.
And-
You keep wanting more.
the problem
Mr.
is, though, the Planning Commission, who had their meeting tonight, it was canceled.
Oh, jeez.
So there we go. We teased everybody, and then
Well, but
did
they're still
nothing.
here. They're still here. That's the point, right? And then, the biggie.
the biggie tomorrow
Biggie,
night.
the big kahuna
Yep.
of the week.
The city council
My
has
favorite.
the city council had decided that in the best interest of Burbank, and to save power, they've gone dark also.
They're not holding the meeting without the lights on. They're not even going to be there.
No, they won't be there at all. Period. That means all those
gee
staff,
whiz.
all those salaried staffers can actually stay at home on a Tuesday night and enjoy the evening.
Is there anything good on TV on Tuesday night?
Look at all the stuff on Wednesday, though. A Tuesday night? I don't know. I don't watch these days. I don't watch anything when it's on.
Yeah, I don't-
I don't know when anything's on
I
because
don't-
I record everything I'm interested.
Yeah, I
in.
don't have a television service anymore. I stream everything. It's all on streaming services. If I want to watch it, I just
Yeah, I record everything.
It is funny watching the Dodger game yesterday, Friday and yesterday. Mookie Betts is up in the booth because of his broken hand, and he brought up a couple of points. He's never been able to enjoy July 4th with his family because they always have a game on July 4th. He's played baseball all these years. He's never got to enjoy going swimming on July 4th. And the things that he's got to do this year being injured besides being in the booth.
but he did note that he'd rather not be injured.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
He's doing a great job up in
well,
the
that's
booth.
true. All the years I coached baseball, we always had summer ball, and I always missed the All-Star game every year. And I never got to see an All-Star game because we always had a game that day. So,
sacrifices.
and the last couple of years, I've actually been able to watch the All-Star game.
And it's,
Last couple of years.
last couple of years,
How many years has it been since you were coaching?
since 2020.
Oh, okay. It hasn't been. I thought it was longer than that.
No.
Oh, okay.
And the game is the 16th. Am I correct? Next week?
I'm not sure. I know it's on a Tuesday
Why? Oh, why is that? Is there a
because
special?
they give them Mondays and Wednesdays off for travel days, to not interrupt the schedule.
I gotcha.
I will, though. I know I'm probably odd man out here, but I'm looking forward to something on Wednesday. Wednesday the 10th. My favorite
Well, it's got
is the Board of Library Trustees.
Yes, and
So I am all ready for
But
that one. I
they've
got
all-
a clean pad of paper and a fresh pen.
and they've also decided to save some money because they're going dark also.
Oh, you're going to be so
Are you
disappointed.
But
What are you going to do Wednesday now?
Just last
Wednesday,
week,
you can go to the you go to your Kirby Recycling workshop from 6 to 8 p.m. That's going to be at the recycling center. So if you want to learn some recycling tips and all that stuff,
workshop, huh?
have a nice little workshop from 6 to 8 at the recycling center over on Flower Street.
All right. Or I'll tell you where I'm probably going to be. Right in the middle of that.
Well, at 7 p.m.
7 o'clock. Scheduled for 7 o'clock is the next SpaceX Starlink launch.
Wait. What was that?
Starlink launch? What does that sound mean? What is that? What is that horn? What does that mean? It's waking everybody
Isn't that
up.
the word of the week?
Yes.
The word of the week.
The
Yes,
word
that's
of
what
the
it is.
week.
Starlink.
Starlink.
And Elon Musk does not
He's not sponsoring us yet.
sponsoring it.
Our crack sales staff is working on it.
Yes, he is.
But if you're not at the recycling workshop, look into the Western Sky. A couple minutes after 7 p.m., hopefully, if it goes off on time, and the next Starlink launch. Starlink launch.
Yes. Oh, Starlink.
Starlink.
There we go.
Launch will be going off at 7 p.m., so it might be good. Sunset isn't until a little after 8 o'clock.
And we'll confirm it that night. And check our Twitter, and we'll try to.
Yeah.
If it gets postponed or something, we'll let people know. But
That has
Never
been
know. They're shooting for 7.
spectacular lately.
Yeah, well, it depends on what time it goes too, and some of them are going have a trajectory closer to the coast and all that. So if they're nice and backlit, 7 o'clock might be a little bright.
8 o'clock is usually the
That's the
optimum
sweet spot.
time, yeah.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, because people, I've seen
our gold in the studios they call it golden time.
Golden time.
Yeah, it's a very small window, and you have to shoot exactly at that time to
and
get
I'll
the
tell
perfect
you,
light.
even people with their phone cameras
Impossible.
are getting great shots.
Impossible. That's all I did. I went out in the street in front of my house and took a cell phone shot of the last one last week. But let us not forget, we have delivered and announced the word of the week. Now they need to know what to do with it. Just
Exactly.
like,
So
where'd he go?
with the word
Jason Hayes did
yes, that's
last
right.
week.
So after you get your email, in the subject line, you write Starlink and send that email to contest@myburbank.com, and we will put your name into the litter of names,
Into the randomizer.
and it picks one out, and whoever that is will win a $25 gift card for Hill Street Cafe.
But do include your mailing address in the body of the email. So save a conversation there, but we need to be able to mail it to you.
If you put in your address with the word and you win, I'm able to mail the card out on the Monday, and that way you'll have it by the end of the week.
And that's if the word is Starlink.
All
There
righty.
you go. We have delivered the word of the week. We can officially we've taken care of all of our official duties tonight and can now go home.
Yep.
Well, it's funny. We need to get that sound.
Oh.
and
Oh, there's
put it-
more.
And some way, when the person walks in the door at Hill Street,
At Hill Street,
that sound gets
is some like trumpeters, like the royal.
right, and everybody will say, "Well, what did he win?" Well, listen to my Burbank podcast.
After they
We
pick up
go-
their food off the floor, yeah.
Right.
They're
We'll have to
scared to
see how
death.
we could do arrange
Well,
that.
when I go to Panda Express and even the drive-through over on Hollywood Way, they always say, "Do you want to donate a little to Children's Hospital?" I say, "Yeah, you can go ahead and round it up to the next dollar," and they bing, bing, bing on a bell
They ring the
inside,
bell.
and everybody goes, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And it's like, even though I'm in the car, they're still acknowledging it the whole restaurant. So
I did not
interesting.
know that. I guess I haven't eaten
They
it.
do, but I'm telling you, whatever
Or you haven't donated.
whatever genius brought up the whole rounding up your bill
Yeah,
for charity, genius.
I-
Because so many people go.
I just felt bad. My bill was $16.98. So
Right? Yeah,
No,
you
I'm
were
kidding.
kidding.
It was-
So it's
I-
$16.99.
it was actually, I actually
Go
said,
ahead and round that up.
Yeah, I just said, put $2 on there.
You're
You
a
know.
giver.
I did not know that.
It's a great idea.
I'll drive through Panda Express just so they can go ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
I'll make a donation.
And go goo goo gaga if they don't ring the bell. You demand they
will.
ring the bell.
I will.
Or you can just,
Now, is it at all of them?
That's chain wine.
Is that a chain
yeah.
white thing?
all I know is the one I can drive through. You can't drive through the other ones.
And
Oh, you
Well,
haven't drive- no,
they
don't drive through the
prefer
Empire
you
Center,
didn't.
right?
They prefer you didn't.
Yes. It's not like what was it, Veggie Grill?
No, Empire Centers are drive through.
Yeah,
yeah.
A Veggie Grill is not a drive through until a couple weeks ago.
Boom boom. Boom boom.
Let's see here.
But the change goes to
Children's Hospital.
and Children's Hospital.
They
is
have a little
fantastic.
depository there too. You could drop change in and stuff, but
Okay.
they could do it through the bill as well. And I guarantee they get a heck of a lot more by people rounding it up the bill, because people are paying with plastic now. They don't have to
Yeah,
pull
because-
out a handful of change or anything to make a donation.
I don't carry change with me ever.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny. Either do
I
I.
don't know that
and
anybody does.
in my car, I have a pill bottle or something with change, and I usually try to fumble for it if I get change. But how many people use?
In
cash?
fact, in all honesty, I don't even,
I haven't gone to an ATM in months.
I don't even use a plastic card anymore. Everything I do is with my Samsung phone. I just
right.
push the button and touch the phone, and
Is
Same.
there a code or anything you put in to do that? What's that code?
it's my fingerprint.
Okay.
Good-
Which
good
one?
try.
Which one do we have to cut off?
Thumb or forefinger.
I know you're the money bags around
Well,
here.
but if you think about it, today I heard on the news, I guess Target is doing away with letting people write checks. And
Very smart.
David Lazarus on Channel 5, used to be an LA Times reporter, did, banks will save a ton of money. Customers writing this, for companies, but they're trying to get us to go away from cash.
I write one
and-
check a month. There's one thing I write a check for, and I don't even do that anymore. I've stopped doing that.
Yeah, I haven't written a check in years.
Now I'm wondering what I have to do with all these checks that I reordered.
Yeah, we used to have my bank checking account with check, and I don't even have the checks anymore. No reason for it.
I still have a checking account.
Well, no, we have the checking account, but it's all
yeah.
through the digital.
Yeah.
But here, the thing I can, it's how these banks do rip you off. And as an example, QuickBooks, who we pay our people through, I can schedule the payment digitally to go through on a Monday, and they won't get it till a Friday. So they'll take
The
it out.
recipient.
Yes, they'll take it out of my account on that Monday, but they won't send it till Friday. So they keep the interest the money for 4 days to collect interest. Now, at least I know when we pay through Zelle that it's an immediate thing and it goes immediately through, and there's no, but
Ooh, an expose.
yeah. So QuickBooks, besides charging an arm and a leg to have their service,
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's just funny. I know, like I was saying, they want us to get away from using cash, which is dirty,
well, I know,
and they say, it's
the West Hollywood or LA, one of the two counts, I can't remember which one, was doing an ordinance saying you must accept
Right.
cash because restaurants are not accepting cash at all.
yeah, and
Well, I believe it's either federal or state laws, because the money says for all
Federal.
debts, public and private, you have to take.
But I know the reason they do that. If you're a business owner and you can't be there 24/7, what's the one thing that employees can take very easily? Cash.
French fries.
Yes. But cash is what is the most
Well,
embezzled very easily and all.
It's much
small
easier
businesses.
to skim.
Yes. So
Wow. Well, see what you learned from watching the week that was, the week that will
I don't
be
know.
in our podcast.
Learning anything?
Make sure your card is valid. See, that's what gets me because lately I've been shopping at a different store and I go to that store and I use my same card that I use at the other stores, put it in. I don't put in, the credit union told me don't ever use your PIN numbers because if their system
Well,
wherever you're shopping
yeah, I agree.
gets,
Always do the touch, the tap, if you can.
right.
Do the tap.
My
But-
suggestion is just use your phone and don't even pull your credit card out.
Well, that's if you use your phone that way. I don't, but I,
Real
Nor,
simple.
nor do I. Yeah.
you know, and it just kind of gets me because, and
Personal
I
preference.
brought it up to Smart and Final a couple weeks ago. Same machine. Last week it didn't work. This week it did. The clerk said, I'm going to write our IT people, let them know. I went in there the following week and there were a line of 10 people and I felt really bad. But you know what? My card worked. I didn't have to put in my, my PIN number because the credit union said, if their system gets compromised, somebody has your PIN number, your account number, and everything.
Have it all.
Where are we going?
Anyway, we're going to Thursday,
We are going to Thursday.
which by the way is open 24 hours
Yes.
because it's 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven did not used to be 24 hours. It used to be 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
He's killing my joke. Hear that? Killing my joke with a fact.
Oh, sorry about that. Burbank,
It's a dumb joke anyway.
by the way, one thing about 7-Eleven, Thursday 7-Eleven, is 7-Eleven does give out free Slurpees that day.
Yes, they do.
Ooh, I know where I'm going. Every 7-Eleven within
Yep.
10 miles. But you remember the comedian Stephen Wright,
Yes.
the Boston guy? I knew him back around my college days, but he had a great line. He said, I walked up to this convenience store. I noticed the owner was out front locked in the door. I walked up and I said, yeah, but it says open 24 hours. Owner looks at me and says, not in a row. There you go. There's your joke.
And
for
now
tonight.
there's the
Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, I had the wrong one. Hold on. There we go.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Hey-o.
Yeah, I'll get the hey-o for us.
You
That was
hear
in the
that?
future.
That's the sound of people changing to another podcast right there.
So we're still on 7-Eleven because they have free Slurpees. But then if you get a free Slurpee,
You could take it to the Burbank Cultural Arts Commission meeting.
No, actually, what you could do is hopefully on Wednesday, if the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts,
And then you get your
you
free,
get a free cheeseburger at Jack in the Box.
the
The Jumbo Jack is
Jumbo Jack. There we go.
And then
Thank
you
you.
go to 7-Eleven and you get your Slurpee,
Get your- man
and just
alive.
keep going
That's a
all over
good-
town.
good-
okay,
Yeah,
now
great.
I
and then go right to the ER at St. Joe's.
Yes,
I got a question. We've all eaten them.
yeah.
Everybody has tried them. What is it with a taco or with a Jack in the Box tacos? If you're
Love
in college, you got to order them. They come 2 for $1.49. They are the worst. But
Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty. No matter what I get at Jack in the Box, 2 tacos
Two
and 2
tacos.
tacos, please. But it goes back to my childhood because I remember growing up on the East Coast, there was one Jack in the Box in the whole area. And when I was a little kid, I'd get in the car with my dad. We'd go to the drive-through at the Jack in the Box the next town over. We'd get a dozen tacos, take them back home, feed the whole family. It was taco night. They were the same tacos, probably from the same tube that they are from. They're
I
from
wonder
today.
what that meat is.
I don't want to know.
No.
I don't want to know.
but they
But it's,
taste so good.
You know who used to love those?
They're so good. They
Used
don't
to
last
love those
long.
more than anybody else was Stan Lynch.
But
Oh, did
you
he?
have to,
Oh,
eat,
him
you
and I
have
went
to eat them quick.
all the time.
Well, see, Craig Durling, I don't know if you recall, we had 2 Jack in the Boxes in Burbank.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, no.
One in Vista and Alameda, where the where Disney Child Care Center is now, and the one at San Fernando and Buena Vista.
It's funny. Ever since the one closed down here by St. Joe's, I don't go to Jack in the Box. It's just
Where
It's too
was
far.
Where was the one in the media district?
Over there,
catty corner to St. Joe's.
north.
I guess I don't
east
remember
corner.
that.
Yeah, it was a long time
Oh, we're
ago.
talking. It's got to be 30 or 40
I wish there
years
was
ago.
one closer, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to go all the way over to
But-
San Fernando
I-
Same as Wendy's. I love Wendy's, but I just
with
can't.
the square burger,
Yeah, I just
square
can't.
patty.
I can't drive in that stupid Empire Center. And
Well, if you can drive in, you can't drive out. It's like the Roach
Yes.
Motel. It's,
that's the truth.
but I'll tell
Horribly
you,
designed.
I guarantee.
oh Lord, his
Oh,
meds have
here
kicked
we
in.
go. Something's going to happen.
I'm keeping his camera on
Oh,
for the
boy.
rest of the show.
That should have been our word of the week. taco or Jack in the Box tacos.
That's 3 words. That's 4 words
Oh, then
and a couple hyphens.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Next week, we'll talk about it next week when we debrief how 7-Eleven
I want to
went.
know if people send us emails about how many tacos they could put away.
I will tell you. Have you ever done the Dodger deal at?
Yes.
I actually did it
Yeah.
the day after the first Korea game.
Well, remember last season they had to get 10 strikeouts to get the Dodger
Yes,
deal.
yes.
Now it's
Yeah.
7.
Well, I went there. Actually, the reason I went to is I wanted to try that new smash burger they had, and
Yeah.
I was dying to try that. So I went over
what
there.
What do you think of it?
and-
We're
and-
going way off the ranch on this
well,
one.
I
folks.
went way over to the one on Laurel Canyon, and I said I'd like to get my
It was imported.
I'd like to get my free jumbo jack for the 7 strikeouts, and they had no idea what I was talking about, and I had to go through a manager.
I think they have a button for that says Dodger deal.
Well, it should, because I had to go
think
through a
'cause
manager.
A lot of them,
And
you'll
she
sit there
didn't
and
know what I was
explain it
talking
to them.
about.
Really?
No, and so, but they gave it to me anyway. Like, okay, here, because you bought a bunch of their food. Yeah, you can
But
have.
that also tells you though that they make all their money with the drinks.
Oh yeah,
Oh, definitely.
If you get your free jumbo jack with the order of a large drink, you can tell where they're making their money because you know they're not going to
But-
lose money on
Because
My
that.
drink-
good
drinks
friend
are
Mike
cheap.
Bolton, who just recently passed away, would love to go because of all the drinks. When the Dodgers won, he'd go get that Dodger deal, which is not too bad. I think Craig Durling and I were talking in the burger. Didn't we figured it
The
was
smash burger, I think. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the smash burger.
I was. I liked it.
Really,
I
my
enjoyed it.
opinion was
For
that
fast
they
food.
made it of a lower grade meat.
Well, you know
There
what?
seemed to be a lot of kind of gristle
Well, it's
and stuff
because
in there.
when you smash a burger down, you lose basically the juice and all the stuff that makes a patty good.
But would that make it like gristlier?
No.
And
All right.
it's just I was hoping to be impressed, but the tacos were great.
yeah. Yeah, it's that Dodger
Uh.
deal. I'll tell you, that's a decent burger. I tried
It's
one.
a plain burger. There's
Yeah.
nothing, no bells and whistles.
Perfect timing. How did we get on talking about?
I don't know.
tacos?
Let's
We're talking about going around on 7-Eleven and getting free stuff.
yes.
There you go.
Let's move on to Thursday and the. Well, we have to.
Well, we've been there, but now let's get to business.
Yes.
No, but the Park
So
and Rec Board.
the Burbank Culture Arts Commission, they're going to meet at 9 a.m. in the Community Services Building. And, of course, the Park and Recreation Board, once again, making sure that they stay in the theme of the week of meetings. They're dark.
They're dark.
Now,
And this is the week after
After,
a holiday
yeah.
week.
you remember the week before the
Good
holiday.
gig if
week-
you can get it.
Yeah. The week before was a dead week also.
Yeah.
Friday? Yeah, it's been canceled. That's been going on.
Oh wait,
You see, I'm coming from the public safety world. I'm not familiar with having holidays off in the first place. It's all
Yes.
new to me in retirement. But this must be nice having 2 weeks off around the 4th of July. And
wait
good
a minute.
gig if you can
Wait
get
a
it.
minute. Code 100. Oh no, code 101.
Code 100?
Really, you're breaking you're calling breaking news with a ribbon cutting?
We got a ribbon cutting even though.
No, that's code 101, I thought.
We have all these codes that we do in the planning.
Well, now that
meeting.
we come to a grinding halt,
Yes.
it's going to be over a fictional code that we made up to make fun of
I
ribbon
think every
cuttings because there's so
7
many of them. Are you saying there's one that's not on the rundown here?
10:30 on Thursday morning at. Oh great! Now I got to open it up.
So something we did.
Sinclair Studios.
Oh, but it's not in
Sienna.
Burbank.
We talked about that, and it wasn't in Burbank.
It's not in Burbank though.
Oh, that's why we didn't put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But the Burbank, I don't get it. It's
Have to put
Burbank
Ross in the
Chamber of
penalty box.
Commerce event. Burbank
Yeah.
Merritt's on his calendar.
Yeah, well, are they,
But do they give him permission to leave, get over the Burbank
Is
border?
it Toluca Lake? Is it
No.
how they can
no,
call it
that's
the-
not
No,
Toluca
Coang
Lake.
and Magnolia is.
Toluca Lake adjacent.
Toluca Lake? Wow. Toluca Lake. I like how you said that with such gusto.
Actually, they have a Toluca Lake West now, and I think they have a Toluca Lake North.
Now,
Because
come
people
on.
wanted to get the name North Hollywood out off their
Right.
address.
Yeah.
Because it just sucks.
Now it's gonna grow and grow, and it's all gonna.
you
do
know,
you remember years ago when
You have to come up with a new name.
yeah,
wasn't it the Burbank Leader that started that?
oh yeah,
that
Remember the Western Enclave?
right.
yes, they tried all these different names and everything else, and then that
To
lasted.
get the property values up.
that lasted until another editor started.
Exactly.
I remember that. That was in my day around the Western Enclave over by Empire and Thornton and
Right,
all
yeah.
that was the way. I think it was specifically to get the property values up to give it a fancier name.
Yeah, they're just trying to be more.
Is it? In the day, it wasn't necessarily the best element in town
No.
over there.
In all honesty,
Don't mean to generalize.
in all honesty, it's not any better.
Oh, well, there you go. You can own that then.
I will.
I was trying to water it down a little bit. Just a wee bit.
It is what it is.
It is what it
The
is.
only thing
And
nice-
it was what it was.
The only thing nice in that area is Station 13.
Well, I thought you were going to say
Right.
Del Taco.
Where there's a Taco Bell.
Well, Del Taco's at the end
Well,
of the airport.
Jack in the Box. But anyway, there's absolutely nothing until the weekend. Busy weekend, though.
Busy weekend. Saturday morning, our assembly member, Laura Friedman, is joining with the California Highway Patrol. And they're going to have an event on installing car seats for infants and toddlers
Properly.
properly
Oh, good. Properly.
from trained officers.
Yes.
It's provided by appointment only.
Ooh.
And it's from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at George Isay Park. You enter from the Clark side, so it's a big park on Olive and Clark, but go into the parking lot of Clark. If you want to call to book your appointment, it's 818-558-3043.
Once again.
That's Collector Direct. Operators are standing by.
Once again.
Now, do
that
we
number
know-
again. You always
Are
have
they
to say it
providing
twice.
car seats there, or are they just?
It didn't say.
Because I know in the past
usually.
the CHP.
I think you got to bring your own cars today. I can't imagine.
Learn how to correctly and safely install
Well,
car
in the
seats for
past, the
infants and
CHP
toddlers.
got a contract with some car seat company that they would do that. And I will say, I have two granddaughters. They are every vehicle. My son is very emphatic that they are in proper seats. And when my son went out of town not too long ago, he put the car seat in my car. Took him 40 minutes to do it properly because you just don't clip it into
Well,
your
it shouldn't
seatbelts.
take 40 minutes. But they'll actually, the officers doing this, the Highway Patrol is the agency of record for car seat safety in the state. But they'll actually, municipal departments, Burbank may have clinics like this where you can, certain hours you can go to the police station, drive up, and an officer will put it in and make sure it's right and all that. They'll actually send those officers to special training so they can assure that they're doing it correctly. Because you just send an officer in, hey, make sure the child seat's in correctly. They might not really know how to do it right themselves.
Oh.
So they actually send them to training for these different manufacturers and stuff so they can
I know for my son,
do it properly.
it wasn't right behind my seat. It had to be located. It was in the middle, and he had to get the secure. There's some secure points behind that seat that are attached to the frame.
Well, and there's attaching it properly, but depending on the age and the size of the child,
Yep.
you face them different directions. You have them facing front or back. You have them behind the passenger seat, things like that. But that's the kind of stuff that they will go over for you at this car seat safety event.
All right.
All
Well,
the stuff you didn't know.
after your car seat secured, you can go over and get your young child a nice little kitten. So a kitten fair.
Now that they're miserable that they're strapped into a car seat.
Wrong kind of cat. That's the kind of cat that would eat your child.
I thought
Somebody
you-
needs to eat in here.
I was
Yes.
going to say somebody had indigestion.
I have a kitten fair from 1 to 3 p.m. at the animal shelter.
Now I got to tell you, I talked to some friends of mine that work at the animal shelter. They have little felines coming out of everywhere.
Now, that's kind of scary too.
Yeah, that's.
But you might want to elaborate or clarify
Yeah.
on that.
You know,
Well,
it's,
what is this? They have free adoption. They have
Ooh.
discounts. What's the draw here? What makes it a kitten fair?
I don't
Well,
know.
they
That's
have-
all the city put in their website.
well,
Really?
it's
I thought we talked about it a week or so ago.
They do this multiple times.
Yeah.
yeah, they do. And right now
But
it's
what's the draw?
it's kitten season. Cats mate now, and that's why
Wait,
One
cat.
cat.
Cats only meet in certain
Well,
months.
certain months,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah, made in certain months. They don't made in like December or. Wait,
Anyway, I'm just kind of wondering what
But-
makes this.
how long
What's
is
But
the
I
draw?
think
What's
they
unique?
do-
It's a great. I'm sure it'll be a great event. But what's
And
the,
I believe what they're looking for is not only for people to adopt kittens and cats, but also they have a great foster program. They will supply
I'm sure
the
they
food.
spay and neuter them.
Yep, yep, all that. That's Burbank does their own spay and neutering at the animal shelter. They used to send them out to a couple of pet store animal hospitals.
Well,
in town.
now, not to jump ahead, but now the kittens that don't get adopted, they send them off to the next event.
Well, here's the sorry about this. We actually should. It's out of order. It's the Burbank Farmers Market from 8 a.m. to noon.
I'm just
And-
kidding.
and,
everybody.
yeah, we
don't
should-
write the letter. Stop typing.
Yeah, we should have had that before we had the car seat.
Well,
thing.
time-wise, it does happen before the Kitten Fair,
and
yes.
before the car seats.
But the joke wouldn't have been as bad.
No, it would not have been.
But the farmers market at Olive and Glen Oaks, which is there, it's a weekly
every
weekly
day.
thing. But we thought we'd put it on here in case you were in the neighborhood.
But also,
because we're starting for information this week.
but don't we also during our show notes talked about that cultural fair, which we've talked about. It's now expanded from Friday night to Saturday. night.
It's every day of the weekend.
Yeah.
Of the weekend. The cultural fair right by AMC
right.
on Orange Grove or Palm,
The Paseo.
which used to be a street.
Oh,
Palm.
AMC Walkway.
But it is. It's different hours.
for you people
I
who don't
think it's
understand- yeah,
of course,
AMC
check-
Walkway.
Check the event calendar.
all right. Here's a test.
But it's different
for you.
hours on those 3 days.
When they closed that street down many years ago, well, it was still open. What theater was on that street?
the AMC 10s.
10s or 6? Was it 10?
Well, so
Wow.
AMC would have been the correct and acceptable answer. there.
And then what building was across the street that
Elks
had?
Lodge.
You're good. You're good. And what was up on the corner?
Who cares?
There we go. You can tell he ran out of answers right there.
Well, but the Green Chip stamp place, Redemption store was on Palm.
The green
it's-
chip stamp.
Yeah, same with blue chip stamps. You used to go to Save
yeah.
on Drugs,
And my mom used to do those blue chip stamps. You
Is,
say books and books and
books.
books, and you got
a TV tray.
you get a TV tray or something. Yeah.
Is Burbank still considered the AMC capital of
Yes,
the world?
yes.
Still have more theaters in Burbank
No,
within
no,
probably
no,
a
not
2
more-
square mile
Not
area.
more theaters, more business.
I thought it was number of theaters.
No, it's they're these are the
More revenue,
the
more
highest grossing
okay.
theaters in
Which is interesting to me because you never like the one in the mall, which is the 8.
Right.
You never see anybody at that one, ever.
the best one. I think it's the 6 that are that's off
That's on the other side, the back side.
Yeah, on First Street.
Yeah.
Because you go there and you park your
Right,
car.
the parking garage right there.
The parking garage
Yeah.
leveled down. So as soon as the movie's over, you go right to the snack bar, make a left, you walk out
And
that
you're
door,
out.
and there's your car.
Yeah.
You're out of there.
That is a great. That's a great location.
But do you remember how many years we did not have a theater in the city of Burbank, thanks to Vic Giorgino?
Well, I know that when I ran for city council in 1978, that was my thing, is that we have no theaters in Burbank, and we need to bring them in here.
Then
Yeah.
next thing you know, we're theater capital of the world.
Yes. And by the way, I didn't come in last either.
No, you didn't.
I did not come in last. I
But-
should have.
I'm just curious if you
That guy didn't win.
go by the AMC, I guess you'll get to see one of the elephants. They're at 25 places around town.
That's one of the 25.
Yeah, one of the locations is
Actually, there's-
Is that the 6 or the 16?
ooh,
You-
I think the 16.
I know it's a 16, and there's also 2 other
Well,
ones next to Ben and Jerry's.
There's also
Right.
also people over there.
Watch our
That's it.
video. You can see where all the elephants are. And
Oh,
right.
we have locations of every elephant on our video.
Yeah, that video documented where they are, what their names are, who designed them. There's quite a bit there. I drove by and they're painting currently the one in front of City Hall. It's being worked on. Hopefully it'll get done before the pachyderm before the pachyderm leaves.
and they call them pachyderm because you get a whole pachyderms, not just one.
Yes.
But
Oh,
the next Sunday, I put in an event on Saturday. George Isay Park has the child seat clinic. The next day, on Sunday the 14th, from noon to 1. They say sometimes it goes till 3 o'clock, but they have the Burbank Bluegrass Jam. So if you like bluegrass music, they have a jam session there in the park, and anybody is welcome to join and play in. But it's located near the Jocelyn Adult Center. It's described as this friendly outdoor bluegrass jam occurs nearly every Sunday at 12 noon and typically goes until at least 2 o'clock, but may go as late as 4 on occasion. All ages, skill levels, and bluegrass instruments are welcome to come down and play. That's at George Isay Park, 1111 West Olive Ave.
well, but point out 1111 is Olive Rec, but Jocelyn is kind of a block early there at Griffith Park.
Griffith
and
Park and
those.
all of it.
But they redid where they used to have the shuffleboards there. It's a real nice area. In fact, Leadership Burbank a couple years ago,
Is that where they do this? Do you know?
Yeah,
They-
probably.
okay.
Oh, they took the shuffleboards out.
they did. They
Oh,
they have shuffleboards in the back. Out front, they used to have shuffleboards. Now it's a big, nice area to sit, and they can do different events. So that's kind of cool. I never knew if that went on like that. And if you like your grass green or blue,
I'm not
or-
so sure it's a city-sponsored event, but
No, it's in the park and
in
open to the public.
and somewhere
if
you can go, and especially if you like, where else can you get bluegrass?
I love that if
Well,
you play an
exactly.
instrument, you can jump in on the jam too. Yeah, I mean you'd have to know the music, but it should be fun,
Well, something else you learned by listening to our show this week.
right?
But here's what you really need to learn.
Really, the only reason I'm still here.
The only reason, and that's it. And in case you haven't learned it, you're about to.
Get
So
ready.
Ross's rant. Ross's rant. Ross's rant.
I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
Me. What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
Here we go.
All right. Oh, I'm not. I don't even. I have a couple of rants. Don't I always?
Let's open with the big one.
Open with a big one. Okay. I don't know if can you see that on camera?
Perfectly. Yep.
What's
You're holding two red Solo type cups.
What's the difference?
They're both red. They both have different, for the listeners out there, they both have kind of different patterns etched into them, or different relief patterns. And
This one you can buy at almost every
oh,
Zodi's. Oh wait, no Zodi's.
that looks like a more standard red Solo cup with the rings around it.
There you go. You can get at Costco. You get
Yeah.
to buy them in quantity.
At most normal stores in most normal cities.
And this one you can get at Smart and Final.
That looks a little fancier, but still a red Solo
This
cup.
one is not recyclable. This one is. What's the goddamn difference, folks? I'm sorry. You want to know what's the difference?
What is the difference?
You have to look at the fine print on the bottom in the triangle there.
Okay. Yeah, you've run out of hands, so I'll hold this one up. There's a symbol
Right, there's a
imprinted on the
triangle.
bottom of the cup.
You're right. And the one that is
You have to do this for people listening, not watching.
right, this one is 6. The one that is not recyclable
Inside the triangle of arrows.
is on this one, it is 5, and this one is recyclable. You tell me how people are going to.
But if you can't use plastic cups, are they going to come check the number on that? So you can use the ones from Costco because it's a different number on it, but you can't use.
That's what gets me. They came up with this law.
See, if it isn't ambiguous, it's just not a California law.
The other day I went by McDonald's, and you're not allowed to use plastic straws anymore, but they gave me that nice plastic straw. So,
Oh, now they're in trouble.
Well, this
I asked the city. They said, if what happens if you're not following the law now? And the law is very
Yeah,
so many different
who do you
items.
call?
You got to call the Burbank Recycling Center.
And what can they do about it?
They said they can take care of whatever has
They
to
have
be
some
taken care of.
well, they do.
enforcement
They
wing?
did
or-
hire. We learned when we went to one of the classes for the restaurants because they have to abide by a lot of things. Craig and I learned that black does not. They can't recycle it. The machines can't read it.
The machines
So-
do not see black.
Like the straws and utensils, the
The
black.
trays that you get, the
Yeah.
plastic trays, usually have a black bottom. Burbank,
black plastic. They can't. It can't recognize it.
And looking at this one, this was on the city website. This one says there's, quite a few. Egg cartons are not recyclable.
Those are
Produce
usually
trays.
cardboard anyway, right?
The one I get are cardboard.
The following items are prohibited under the Plastic Waste Reduction Ordinance.
Okay.
Plastic trays, egg cartons, meat and fish trays, coolers, packaging material consisting of foam, packaging peanuts, packaging noodles, foam popcorn. You can't do any of that
Well,
stuff.
styrofoam's been on its. Oh, what about the packing material? Like packing peanuts and
Well,
stuff.
yeah, It
That's
doesn't say.
polystyrene or something, right?
Well, that styrene is what's prohibited. It just kind of gets me that
I don't think any business is going to follow. You know what? You know what this whole thing reminds me of? I understand why they want to do it.
To make themselves feel better.
It's a good thing, but years ago we passed this recycling law for bottles and cans and all that. And the law said that anybody who sold, cans and you had to get a deposit for 5 cents or 10 cents for the bottles, they had to then receive them also back. And as time went on, somebody signed a law, a governor signed a law and said, no, you know what? Well, you can just have centers. We had like down to 3 or 4 places in Burbank. Then we're down to 1 or 2. And now I think the only place is a recycling center.
No, there's a place up in front of Ralph's on
Okay,
Santa.
I know there was one out the Smart and Final on Burbank and Edison for a
Right,
while.
but the point being is that
they had a law that you had to, if you charged the deposit, you had to be able to receive it. Back in the old days when we got a glass bottle, you brought the glass bottle back to the market and you got your dime back or whatever it was, and
it's almost like you were renting the bottle.
right.
Well, what gets me about that,
the governor kind of, made sure that now everybody's forgotten about that.
and same thing with these plastic bags at the grocery store, they're now talking about doing away with them.
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-boggling. That was one of my
Okay, let's.
things, but my other one.
Oh, do I need to play the song again for you?
No,
Uh-oh.
no,
Okay.
He only gets his song once.
He gets his
It's-
song
we've
once,
only
okay.
licensed it for once a show. So.
Okay, so here we go.
This was my original
Rant
rant.
number 2.
It's hotter than heck outside,
It's hotter than heck in here.
but we don't have any felines or dogs in here. But folks, when I drive, and people are schwitzing and dripping wet with sweat, and you're walking with your Pekingese, your Schnauzer, your Dowser, whatever dog you want. I used to have a Carpenter dog. Yeah, there he is. I had a Carpenter dog. He did odd jobs around the house.
I was going to say, did he wear the little belt and everything?
Shamus was his name. But, if you're out walking, if you can't take the back of your hand and lay it on the pavement, think of your dog's paws.
Oh, I was wondering where you were going with this. Okay.
People don't realize. Somebody the other day told me cars are now coming equipped with air conditioners that automatically have an animal setting so you can keep your animals in your car.
Well, it's the information is readily available, but there are figures you see out there that if it's 90 degrees outside, then the pavement is like 120 or 160 degrees or something like that. It absorbs so much heat. You have to think about the bottom of your animal's paws. And
Yeah.
you'll see some dogs out there. They'll put little booties on or something, or just don't walk the dog on pavement
Don't take
when it's that hot out. But
don't take the dog
it's
out.
much hotter, exponentially hotter than it is the air that you're
And
walking
definitely
through.
never leave a kid in the car or your pet. But I remember a couple years ago, a friend of ours, Jack, went up to Sunset and Olive, took a couple eggs, cracked them on these hot days.
I've never seen somebody actually do that.
Oh yeah, he tried that, but
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Oh.
It doesn't work. I think you need the Pam. To spray.
You
on
need to
the-
pay him to do that?
No, Pam.
Oh, Pam, the
Oh,
lubricant.
Yeah, right.
I thought she was maybe the cook or something.
I don't know. Pam knows how to cook
But back
eggs.
to the point is, leave your dog at home. Your dog will love staying at home. I know a lot of dogs have anxiety when their owners leave. You give them something to distract them. That's what I learned.
They also don't have the self-cooling mechanisms that we do. They can only
Exactly.
pant so much of the heat away.
And the other thing is, I've said the last couple of weeks, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I learned the hard way. We were at an event. I got wheeled out by paramedics because it was dehydration. That's because I was on some medications.
And you usually don't know it till it's too late anyway.
Exactly. It happened to Jay Leno years ago. They rushed him from St. Joe's to from NBC to St. Joe's, and it determined he was dehydrated.
And it can present several different symptoms.
Oh.
You might have something. You might get dizzy. The walls might be closing in. There's all kinds of different symptoms that can come up if you're dehydrated. But that's always something to consider on the list, especially in weather like this.
And what I found out, I was getting headaches. Talking to one of my doctors, he said, "We need to cut down your diuretics." They've cut everything down to half of what I was taking. And you know what? The headaches have gone away. Drink plenty of water, or something, just not water, because my sister told me yesterday, she read an article, your body can't distribute the water like what has minerals and electrolytes. goes to different
But
parts of your body.
don't confuse drinks loaded with sugar and
Oh.
caffeine either with that, because they say they have electrolytes in them, because caffeine actually dehydrates.
Right.
So don't pound sodas all day thinking you're hydrating yourself, or drink coffee, because it can have a counterproductive effect.
That's right. So, the only other thing I have, today, I haven't heard them go out yet, but we have a new RA in
I heard
town.
it. I heard them go out.
Oh, RA 14?
RA 14
Rescue
really?
ambulance
until
for everybody out there.
5/29 when they went out of service for manpower.
Or at least they got a brand new one, drove it around the block and parked it.
No, they had a call.
Yeah, but then they didn't
First
have
aid
the
call.
manpower to.
Right. It's
They had to call at 2 in the afternoon or something. But then at 5:30 they went out of service because it's a part-time RA.
Right.
Oh, they haven't fully staffed it yet.
right. They're volunteer guys, paramedics working it. They're working Monday through Thursday, 7 to 5 to cover, and then they'll reevaluate.
Does
the
it look
situation.
different than the other ones? Can
Nope.
somebody tell the difference on the street?
Same RA. Same. It was a backup RA that they put.
And what number is on it?
14.
14.
So for the people who don't, that's at Lincoln and Burbank.
Yep.
So that part of the city now has an RA locally, a paramedic squad
Well,
locally.
part time anyway.
But the nice thing is now we out in the daytime we now have 4 instead of 3. So hopefully we'll have to we can stop calling Glendale and Pasadena.
As
Oh,
much.
it's all medical nowadays.
It is.
That's
And,
where the
and
money
they
is.
also,
That's where the money's at.
with the last budget, as we've mentioned here, there's a new logistics chief because they've got to have somebody manning and in charge of all these guys. There's a new EMS chief. So that would mean that we lost Kenneth Robertson as a BC.
We
have-
lost him.
Well, he retired.
Oh, okay. I thought we had to
Getting
do
a little inside baseball now.
Yeah, right. But as of yesterday and today, we have a provisional chief out there and a new battalion.
And a
chief.
provisional rescue ambulance.
That's right. Well, that's my rants and parts and kitty cat.
Well, you worked 3 in this week. Pretty good.
Well, if you don't have a putty cat, I told somebody,
you might have one if you go to the.
I told my friend at the animal.
Wait, wrong cat. That cat just keeps popping up.
I don't know if that sounds like you think it sounds.
Well, it says tiger.
Yeah,
I think you need to get a lion.
maybe get something that goes meow, because that sounds like somebody having a
We'll get you
movement.
meow. Oh wait,
All right.
meow, not moo. That's right. Okay.
All
My
right.
friend that works at the animal shelter said, I told her I have a lizard problem at home.
I don't have a
It
lizard
says-
sound.
She said, get a cat. You won't have lizard, mice, or anything around your house.
And then with your dog,
I know.
you won't have a cat either.
That's the reason I don't have a cat. That's right. What a
All
show,
right,
huh?
kids.
That's it.
Like I said at the beginning, yabba dabba doo, what a show.
And it was a show. We made a show out of it, even though the city didn't have a lot of things going on.
But we thank you for listening. We do have quite a few podcasts that are up. We have some videos that are up. You want to look at some accidents that I have photographed. We have, if you want to know some other city stuff going on,
Elephants.
the elephant. We have a great video on elephants.
It all starts at myburbank.com.
Right, and My Burbank Talks
Where's that?
at myburbank.com. And if you want to advertise so more people know about your business,
Get a hold of
You know
this
what?
guy. Contact myburbank.com if you want to
wait.
advertise.
Yeah.
Wait, my monitor.
Hey, we'd love to have you as a podcast advertiser too.
That's right. Record a commercial for you and everything.
In fact, we're working on one for an attorney in town that wants to.
Well, I know that'll really disappoint Josh, our podcast commercial guy.
The cartoon guy?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we'll have to. Good old Josh.
All righty. Well, that's it
Another one down.
for Craig Durling,
Was this episode 963.2?
for Ross Benson.
Do we count? I don't know.
Tally ho! Good seeing you,
This
folks.
is Craig Sherwood saying we will talk to you again next weekend. Thank you for listening.
My Burbank Talks would like to thank all of My Burbank's advertisers for their continued support. Burbank Water and Power, Cusimano Real Estate Group, UME Credit Union, Burbank Chamber of Commerce, Game Credit Union, Providence St. Joseph Medical Center, Community Chevrolet, Media City Credit Union, UCLA Health, Tequila's Burbank, Logix Credit Union, Hill Street Cafe, Bertain Escobar Wealth Management, and the UPS Store on 3rd Street.